This is Zach's Mind, and that may or may not matter to you. If it does matter to you, then thank you. You matter to me. If it doesn't matter to you, I don't care. Why? Because I'm not trying to get on the leaderboards. But I'll tell you that there are some people who do. This has been brought to my attention by a couple of people that matter to me, and I have to admit that I am torn, because I appreciate their opinions, and if it's interesting to them, if it matters to them, then I look over. I'm guilty. I'm speaking of two individuals that matter to me, that I listen to what they have to say, and I think you should listen to what they have to say. Kayev in South Africa, Ask Carrie Lee somewhere in the Midwestern United States. I check out those two channels, among others, and this is important to them, so I had caught myself rubbernecking, and I'm guilty as charged. The story is this. Today, on the most discussed page of YouTube, numbers 1 and 2 slots, the first two on the board, LisaNova and Community Channel, aka Natalie. I have nothing but positive kudos and warm fuzzies to send in their general direction, a cornucopia of adjectives to throw in their way. They're beautiful, they're talented, they're intelligent, they're gorgeous, they're wonderful, they're funny. I've seen a few of their videos in the past, and I have been entertained. In Community Channel's case, I can honestly say I was enlightened. Not so much with LisaNova, but I'm not trying to be conflicting. I'm trying to be positive. The point I'm trying to make here, these two ladies are generating conflict. And why are they generating conflict? Because it gets more hits. If you're going to get people's attention, then you're going to use every weapon at your disposal. And what is the argument? The argument that these two ladies are having with each other is whether or not it is okay for LisaNova to spam people. That she's been using spam bots, and it's bad. It's so bad. It's evil. Let me tell you how spam works, and let me tell you why people spam. You use this bot, and it sends out quick messages to thousands of people, and it pisses off thousands of people. But it might not piss off, say, a dozen people. Now, the thousands of people are going to spam you back, or they're going to be mean, or they're going to whine. You just ignore that. And then the 12 people that do respond, there'll be positive responses, and you work with them as you would any positive response. And then you would just ignore the negative responses. So without any effort on your part, maybe a dozen people pay attention to you because of that. It's a dozen people that weren't paying attention to you before. So even though you think that being negative towards a spammer would actually cause them to shut down and stop spamming, they're not paying attention to your negativity. They're looking for the dozen or so people that actually do respond favorably. And that's a dozen or so responses that they wouldn't have gotten before using little to no effort on their part. That is why spamming still happens. It's why spamming works for some people. If you personally hate spam, this is what you do. You delete it. Now, occasionally, when I get spam, it gets me. I'm guilty as charged. Maybe there's a picture on it that I like, or maybe something that they say in the spam actually gets my attention. Maybe they tricked me. Maybe they were so good with their spam that they made it look like it wasn't a spam, and I was tricked until I actually clicked on it and realized, I've been hoodwinked. So they get a free click out of me. If their page doesn't interest me, then that's all they got. They just got a free click, and I moved on. But if it actually worked, and I was like, oh, well, actually, I like this. So you click on it, and you subscribe or whatever, and they get you. Then you become one of the positive responses that they did the spam bot for in the first place. So if you don't like spam bots, if you don't want to encourage spamming, then never click on one ever again. Just delete them when they come by, and if you got a problem with it further than that, then send a direct message to YouTube. Don't create some stupid video, because the YouTube corporate people are not paying attention to them. They're not watching a single one of our videos. Please, they're not really going to care about your email, but they might actually read the email. They might read a literal handwritten letter that you send them. I don't know. I doubt that. Fax something to them, whatever. But creating a video in YouTube about this. Your audience is not YouTube corporate. What is your audience? The rest of YouTube, right? So when Community Channel is creating a video talking about LisaNova using the spam bot thing, she's trying to get your attention, not the attention of YouTube corporate. They're trying to get your attention. And why not? What are we all trying to do? We're trying to get each other's attention. That's what we do. We're being manipulated by the two top girls most discussed today on YouTube. And I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. Personally, I don't mind normally being manipulated by gorgeous, intelligent, attractive, talented women. Normally I like it. Especially if they have accents, or if they're able to fake accents. I like it. But this time, I'm not subscribing to either of them. I haven't subscribed to them before. Even though they're beautiful, intelligent, attractive, talented, vivacious, cornucopia of adjectives to throw their way. They're just not my cup of tea. And they obviously don't need my attention because they're number 1 and 2 in the leaderboards. They don't need me. And the people who are subscribed to me and the people who I'm subscribed to, that's what I pay attention to, and that's what I will continue to pay attention to, and I will continue in the future to find more and better ways to pay more attention to the people that actually matter to me. But these two I've already spent too much time paying attention to, because you know what? Their little conflict. Anton Chekhov once said that if you're going to bring a loaded gun onto a stage, then make sure that you fire it. Personally, I think that with these two lovely, talented actresses, they're both actresses, conflicting with each other on YouTube, if they don't end up flying by plane to a predetermined location that has a big vat of Jell-O, and then they both strip down to their skivvies and get in there and fight it out. If it doesn't end that way, personally, I will have been disappointed. They didn't. They put the loaded gun on the stage and they didn't fire it. That's how I want this to end. And I know it's not going to end that way, so I'm already changing the channel. Because unless they end up in Jell-O, beating the living crap out of each other in their bikinis, I'm not interested. I'm moving on. So, let this be a lesson to you. Peace, love, and naked rabbit. Zach out.